think one of my favorite plays on the night. It was like a play. I forget who shot the first one. Maybe it was OG, but OG missed the three, and then I got the rebound, and I missed the three, and then it was like a long rebound. Josh out hustles them, gets the ball, hits it back to OG for the three, and make it go up like it was like 92 to like 50 something at the time. Hearing the guard interrupt after like plays like that, man, that's what makes that play special. I mean, it was so absurd. It was so loud. It was the loudest I've ever heard a Garden.
Champion in my vein, all of this came not by luck. Going too crazy in the stadium, got the city going nuts. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Roommate Show presented by Bet365, where the vibes are always immaculate. We got, obviously, JB and Matty Ice. I am Jay Hart, as y'all know. With a little season, series recap about, where we are, Boston, since we're in between series. So take a little time to connect with the fans real quick and let them know how life's going.
For those of you guys that don't remember, we are obviously not recording during series, but after each series, we do a little recap for you guys so that we can let you know what's going on, but also the guys can stay locked in. So at the time of recording, it's about Monday night, and we're about 48 hours away from tip. So I don't even know where to begin, honestly, with this episode. There's quite a lot to talk about. Let's get into the Boston series. My first question for both of you is, how do you balance the joy from the fan base and from yourselves that comes from making the conference finals for the first time in 25 years with the notion that you're only halfway towards your goal? Like, how do you balance those two? Because obviously the fan base is erupting. They've been waiting for this for 25 years. Like, how do you enjoy that, but also stay locked in?
How do we balance it? Real talk, like, the fans are going to be the fans. Like, they can enjoy it. They can do whatever they want besides burn the city down. But
they got close.
Yeah. But like, honestly, like, they're allowed to enjoy it. Like, it's for them, right? But I think as players, like, we can be happy about, like, getting over a hump that we didn't really get the past 2 years. Couldn't really get to the past 2 years. And now, that night, maybe the next day you feel good about yourself, but then you gotta turn the page. There's a lot more basketball we played. I can't explain it. It's just like a mindset that you have to have when you're going through this, because it's certainly not over, not even close.
Like, when you start like celebrating those successes in the moment is when you start to lose sight of like the bigger goal. And it's like, we want our fans to have as much fun as they possibly can. Responsible fun, maybe not, throwing trash at the poor Tyrese Halliburton jersey wearing guy, maybe a little more respectful. But we want them to have as much fun as they can during this, playoff run. But for us, it's just on to the next series, on to the next moment. And it's, I think we all are doing a good job with that because we're not satisfied with it. And I think it helps when, JB's been to a conference finals. Kel's been to the finals. OG obviously has been in the finals. So I think the mental focus is there. And obviously Tibbs, is at the top of that, totem pole, and he, makes sure we're locked in.
I mean, the series was it was so interesting for so many reasons, but the obvious is games 1 and 2, right? Like, 1 20-point comeback in the NBA playoffs is amazing. 2 back-to-back from a team that swept you during the season is crazy. So what was it about games 1 and 2 that made you guys go down by 20? And then what was it that allowed you guys to get yourselves back in it, not once but twice?
Obviously Boston being Boston, the way they play and what they do and the challenges that they create for teams. They got off to a hot start, and we weren't ready from the jump, and then the game got away from us. But I think at the same time, like, we were never like down. We were never like, damn, this is over. Like we were like, no, we just gotta continue to chip away. Like I remember our days being at Nova. It was like, yo, you just gotta chip away. You're not gonna get all back in one shot. You just gotta chip away, just keep focusing on the little things. And then all of a sudden it's like a 2-possession game and a 1-possession game. And then we have the lead. It's just like, but like no one's like, the guys who are like on the court, like no one's like too high on the roller coaster or too low. We're all just like, we're all right there. We're all at a steady, even keeled mindset. And so, yeah, I'm just as confused as you guys sometimes, but definitely happy we did it.
I think the funniest thing was just like, obviously we did it game one. And if you look at the games in the regular season, obviously throughout that first game when they just beat the hell out of us. Throughout that game, every other game, was like the same situation where we let them get a big lead and then we cut it down to a 1 or 2 possession game. And then it was a play here, a play there that helped them extend their lead. So, even in those moments, it was always like, okay, we've been in this situation before and we've made runs and we've got back into the game. But I just think like when we did that, we were just so locked in that we didn't let those lulls and those lapses that happened in the regular season happen. And then, game two, honestly, me and JB talked about it after. Like game two, at one point I was sitting there when we were like down, I think we were like down like 12 or 10, like we cut it. And I'm just like, bro, ain't no way they let us do this again. Like there's no way. Like someone's gonna like, one of them was gonna go off and just be like, you know what, I'm gonna just go out there and win it. I was just like, bro, no way they let us come back from 22 games in a row to like at home. And, needless to say, they did.
Bro, I was playing terrible throughout that game.
Game two?
Yeah, game two. No, I'm looking for like the legit box score from, I got it right here. I have it. Yeah, game two. I was 6 for 19, 2 for 9 from 3. I was pulling my best Josh Hart impression, and then
when I shot 9 threes, I made 5, so don't put me in there.
You shot 3 for 6 game 2. I shot 9 threes.
No, I'm saying I know, but when I've only shot 9 threes once in the playoffs, and I made 5. So you was I don't know who you was being. You wasn't being me. You was being somebody else.
Who are you being then?
I don't know. Out of body experience.
But yeah, I just. The fact that we just kept it close and then we found a way to win the end. That play with from Mitch switching on the Tatum the second time, because the first time I remember like Tatum came down full speed and then just split the pick and roll and dunked it. And the second time they didn't run a timeout, and so they run the same play and Mitch switches, keeps him in front, and then like forces him to get to the corner, and then like, obviously like OG and Mikal kind of like funnel him in, and then they get the block or steal. But like the way Mitch kind of recovered that second time when they were in the same play, and that's big time.
And I think it's for us, it was like, both games, it was always like, okay, like just get it to like 10 to start the fourth. Like just cut it down to like 10 to start the fourth. You cut it down to 10 to start the fourth, like it's a totally different game. Mm-hmm. And then our confidence in the fourth is extremely high because we got obviously like, JB can take over in the fourth offensively. Cat can do the same. Kel has done it a couple games, but then we have the ability to get stops, like big stops. Like Kel's done it, all year. OG obviously. Then you come in with Mitch, Deuce. So like we always have that confidence, especially down, late in the game. Because we always feel like everywhere we look, someone can make a play. So it's always one of those things, like, even if we get down, like, it's never as good as it seems, it's never as bad as it seems. And so it's just like, as long as you keep it within reason in that fourth quarter, it's a game.
I forget if it was game 1 or game 2, but one of them you guys got like 13 straight stops, just back to back.
I think it was game 2.
Game 2? That might have been true.
Yeah,
because I think we were doing the watch party.
Yeah, because it was the score was 90 to 190, and it had to be that game.
Crazy.
It had to be. Had to be that game.
To double down on comfort and elevate your game on and off the court, you need to start with the essentials.
What are some tips that you'd give a person in the first or second year in the league if they want to stay there?
You have to be the type of person they have to tell you to leave the gym. They have to tell you not to come work out. Like there are going to be times where they have blackout days or no one's allowed in the gym. Like you rather them say, hey, like you can't be here today versus, yo, like where have you been?
Yeah.
I think having that mindset of just overworking yourself, right, until you're in the position where you can take a day off or two. I feel like that's how I got confident in myself. That's how I knew I was ready when I was thrown into the fire. I feel like that worked for me. It may not work for everybody, but I feel like that worked for me. I would just tell my experience.
I'll probably say figure out what your role or what your niche would be in the league, and do that to the best of your ability. When you watch a film, you look for kind of like the areas where you can be effective, where you get shots or what coverages they're running offensively and then defensively, and then your matchup and the way that they're involved in the game. Double down on comfort with Tommy John.
Double down on comfort and elevate your essentials this playoff season with distractionless underwear from Tommy John.
It's the breathable, sweat-fighting foundation with 4 times more stretch than competing brands. Keep your head in the game and out of your pants with Tommy John.
Tommy John got us right for the most important time of the season. The thing I like about my underwear from Tommy John is that they're breathable, they're lightweight, they're comfortable, and they're just so easy to wear. I feel free. What do you like best about your Tommy John underwear, Josh?
For me, they're a perfect fit. They're silky smooth, especially the weather is getting up there. It's getting a little warmer, and the breathability is pristine.
That's right. When playoffs heat up, you need cool, breathable fabrics.
We will be keeping all balls secure, even when the garden is rocking. We hate turnover.
And when you're comfortable, you carry yourself with confidence on and off the court. Double down on comfort with Tommy John and get 30% off site-wide right now at TommyJohn.com/roomies with promo code roomies. Save 30% site-wide at TommyJohn.com/roomies.
Dash Pass has a members-only deal for the 2025 NBA playoff season. They swoosh, you score.
When any player scores 50 or more points in the game, Dash Pass members score a free 3-piece tenders combo meal from Wingstop. Come on, y'all. That's elite.
We're hooking you guys up this playoff season. It's only right. If we're balling out, you guys get rewarded.
Roommates fam, here's how it works to claim the deal. Just place a 3-piece tenders combo from Wingstop in your cart. Make sure your cart has a subtotal of $20 or more and drop in the promo code at checkout. Place your order and enjoy.
Sign up for Dash Pass and save more all year round with $0 delivery fees and reduced service fees on eligible orders, plus exclusive perks like this one.
Y'all have known about DoorDash for a minute, but I'm telling you, Dash Pass is your door to more savings.
When any player scores 50 or more points in a game during the 2025 NBA playoff season, Dash Pass members score a free tenders combo meal from Wingstop. Valid with use of promo code from noon to midnight the day after a 50-point game. Must have an active Dash Pass account. Terms apply. Also, the Mitch possession in this last game where he literally touched like every offensive player
in game 6,
and then closed out on
Jalen Brown and got the steal.
That was insane.
Man, Mitch is a game changer, man. Mitch is a game changer. Just the way he's got himself back, got his body back right, and then the way he's playing now. I mean, you can't put it into words. You're happy for him because it's tough being out. It's tough being hurt for such a long time, and then getting procedures done, and then being on the block. Apparently, you just never know. Like it's just a whole. You can easily check out as a human being when all that stuff is going on, and the fact that he stayed locked in, got himself right, and now he's helping us contribute at the most crucial time. Man, it's unbelievable. Hats off to him.
You know how crazy of a stat you have or impact you have to be to go like 3 for 10 from free throws when they're purposely fouling you and still be like I think it was that game with like a +9 or +19. It was like, bro, that's absurd.
He was plus minus throughout the series.
He was plus 19 in game 2.
Yeah, we're going 3 for 10 from the free throw line.
Game 2 they didn't foul him. He was only 0 for 1 from free throw line.
Oh, that one.
Yeah. What about when he went 6 for 6 and then hit the night as he was running back?
Was it the night or was it like the Cam joint?
I don't remember. I just remember Mitch did something.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, Mitch. We're also down like 20 right now, but yeah, Mitch.
Yeah. Might not want to do that one, brother.
I feel like the series was big for Kale. Obviously, right? He had the 2 game sealing stops in games 1 and 2. He had what game was it that he had 14 in the fourth? Went into the fourth with 0 and ended with 14. Game two. I mean, I feel like this series was he was so instrumental for you guys.
Obviously, like me and Josh know what he's capable of doing. We've seen it, but talk about confidence booster. That's a confidence booster. So we needed that big time, and the way he stepped up, I mean, damn, we could be playing Game 7 right now.
And it's like one of those things where like we talk about like how like confident we are in each other. You know, like he's you can name I don't know how many he made some of the biggest plays of the season for us. Obviously the Portland game winner is a huge one, but like the block against Vucevic in the post, to send it to overtime, the block against whoever I forgot who on Brooklyn. A block on Trae Young, both of them layups within like 4 seconds of the game. So he's made like huge defensive stops, huge, offensive buckets, 40 on Christmas, like some of the biggest plays that there is. So like we know like that's who he is, especially like in crunch time. Like he wants to get stops and he wants to like go out there and contribute to winning. So it's like we had the confidence in him. Then he goes out and obviously does it. It's just it helps him, but like we're so confident in him just going out there and just hooping that like whenever he's on the court, we feel good.
Also, I want to give some props to a couple of people, like the way, like it's not easy playing in a playoff series. It's definitely not easy coaching a playoff series, but I feel like the way Cam approached our games, like obviously he didn't get the playing time that he wanted, but the way he was still locked in, the way he was still like keeping our heads into the game every single timeout, every single possession. He was the first one off the bench, cheering for us and everything. I just feel like that's such a skill that's lost, and it's such like it's like leaving your ego at the door. I feel like it's so lost in like today's world, and then the way he was able to kind of put that aside and say, whatever the team needs, I'm gonna be about it. He had energy every single day, every single practice, shoot around, everything. And so,
true pro.
I feel like that's big time. I mean, it's something so small and people are not gonna recognize, but like I feel like as teammates, like I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Like wholeheartedly. Another dude I want to give a shout out to, who made one of the most craziest plays. That block that Deuce had on Derek White in Game 6.
Mm-hmm.
That was crazy, man. Yo, that was insane. Like I like me and Josh used to do this, or me and Josh. I think every Villanova Wildcat had to do this drill that was under Jay Wright. It's called like a hands back drill. So the guy, you're like one-on-one with a person in transition, right? And so you're basically putting your hands up, right? You're not trying to foul, just kind of show your hands, right? To kind of give the illusion that you're trying to defend the play. So they're expecting contact as they're going full speed to the basket, and then the person defender behind the guy is gonna make a play on the ball. Man, as soon as I did that, as soon as Deuce jumped, I was oh shit, he got it. And he pinned that ball so hard to the backboard, and then Josh got the aim on it. I mean, I think that's a play. You never know what play is gonna start to keep the ball rolling. Like obviously we're up big at that time, but then like that helps us extend our lead. Right? That easily could be like 2 points, right? And then like all of a sudden they go on a run because I just turned the ball over right there or something like that. But man, that was a big play.
Yeah, that block was insane. I feel like also in Game 6, I feel like Cat came in and set the tone early, right? Because Game 5 was a little bit tougher. He arguably had gotten fouled a ton. They didn't really call it. He was going, what are you laughing at?
No, Cat, you think Cat always gets fouled. Cat always thinks he gets fouled.
That's true. If you look at the reactions, he got fouled every time. But I don't know. I feel like he came into Game 6 and was like, I'm just going to put my shoulder down. And I'm like, there was one play where he like kind of bullied Al Horford and then laid it up. And it was just like, I don't know. I feel like
is that the one he like kind of like flexed?
Stared at him a little bit. Yeah.
And then right after he did that, we gave up a 3 because no one was matched up in transition.
But was it when you guys were on the court, was it apparent to you guys like early on, like, oh, Cat kind of came ready to play, like he kind of set the tone early for us?
Yeah. I mean, that's exactly what he did. I think everyone saw that. He set the tone. He got us going, and he brought the energy from the start, and we needed that, especially in a crucial game like that where everyone thinks like the pressure's on us. Like there's no pressure. Like we're prepared. We're ready to go. Right? We're not afraid to fail. Right? There's no pressure in this type of situation. Like we prepare as best as we can. We're ready to go. If we fail, all right, dust our shoulders off. We go back to the next one. I like the way how we approach games. Like we're always going to be prepared, and we're never going to be afraid to fail. We just got to go out there, just do what we got to do.
This next top of your game segment is brought to you by Body Armor Sports Drink.
So, Josh, you obviously put up career numbers this year, and Jalen, you were an all-star starter for the first time. How do you guys define being on top of your game, and how do we continue to build from here?
Always looking to improve. I think never being satisfied with whatever you accomplish. When you look back on your career, that's when you can kind of reflect on the things that you did. But I think as of right now, you got to find ways to continue to get better. Continue to stay on top of your game by just not having that mindset of being finished. Or
and keep drinking orange mango.
Keep drinking orange mango. Or strawberry banana.
True.
Orange mango. Here we go.
They got this one flavor though they need to bring out. It's kind of fire.
Oh, because you're just big time. You get the
yeah.
That's nice. Must be nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to go buy it at the store. But,
yes, you do.
I don't know. For me, yeah, I guess probably like the same thing. Just not being complacent. There's always room to grow and room to build. So as long as you do that and you compete, you don't have to get to the next level.
Ready to rewrite your sports drink routine? Choose Body Armor Sports Drink, back with a brand new look and same great taste. Body Armor Sports Drink has electrolytes, coconut water, vitamins, antioxidants, and no artificial dyes, flavors, or sweeteners. Find Body Armor Sports Drink on Amazon or at your local grocery store today. Your new routine will thank you. Body Armor, choose better.
Guys, question. What's the wildest place you guys have been to?
Like mentally?
No, physically.
Okay, so like off the grid, off the beaten path?
Sure.
It's a great question. Wildest place.
Perry's Stage, Lollapalooza.
It's already off the grid.
It's the wildest place I've been to.
Different kind of wild, brother. I want to go on a safari. I feel like a safari would be fun.
Safari.
Have you ever been on a safari?
At Disney World. I answered your question.
Have you guys been to any of the national parks?
No.
Well, there's one SUV that's ready to take you to the wildest corners of America. That's the legendary Ford Bronco. Equipped with 4x4 capability and a special feature called GOAT modes, as in it goes over any type of terrain.
With just a turn of a dial, you can drive confidently through the snow, rocks, sand, you name it. No joke. Bronco is for serious thrill seekers.
Whether you want to hike remote trails, drive on the beach with the doors and the roof off, or just conquer the urban jungle, the Bronco lineup can handle anything you throw at it.
Plus, it's accessory ready, so you can customize your Bronco your way.
The adventure begins where the pavement ends. The built wild Ford Bronco. Visit your local Ford stores for a test drive today.
I saw both you guys after Game 5 in Boston. Maybe this is going to sound cliche because, whatever, but I feel like both you guys, obviously, Josh, your whole face was stitched. Jalen, I feel like you were, how do I put it? More calm, like more level-headed than maybe I would have thought you would have been after like the chance to, close it out and whatever. But you were kind of just like, yeah, we're not going back. Like, we're closing this shit out.
No,
I feel like
you think that, but no.
That's how it felt to me.
That's how people were like, "Oh, Jalen's waving because he knew he wasn't going back." Like, no, I just fouled out in a playoff game when we're down 20 or whatever, and I just see myself on the screen. I'm just trying to make positive out of a terrible negative situation, and I see myself, quick little wave. I didn't think anything of it, and then like obviously it's all over everywhere when I get off the court after the game. But
it aged well.
It did. Fortunately, it aged well. But I would like honestly, as soon as I did it, I was like,
it was kind of off brand for you.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be level headed. You can't be too low. You can't be too high. Like you just I don't know. It wasn't like I was gonna be like, I'm gonna do this if the camera's on me.
Right.
Like, no, it just happened. Oh well. All right, we lost. Like I said, we're not afraid to fail.
Josh, you had one of the best injury pictures of all time. I think that's safe to say. Talk us through that play. Like, what happened? Did you know when you got hit that could you even tell what was going on, or did you just feel the blood coming down and you're like, oh shit?
This is actually is probably more of a lesson that I need to be more of a selfish player. Because at first I think Jalen might have passed it to me, and I saw OG was going to be wide open on the left wing, so I was going to go try to pass it to him, and then Luke Cornett had his elbows out, and I wasn't trying to lay the ball up actually at first. I was trying to like wrap around and pass it. But there was just the contact, and then right when the contact and I hit the floor, I just felt the blood. I was just like, oh, I know I'm leaking. So it was just kind of like, get it to stop bleeding, as fast as I could, and then just, wait for a moment to get out the game.
So you went back, got stitches mid game, right?
Yeah, I got it. And I mean, I subbed out after the free throws. I think it was like one possession, and then Deuce subbed in for me. Down, went and got him in the back.
I know for you it's casual, but like walk the fans through like what's going on. Do you get an injection to numb it? Like what does it look like from start to finish?
Yeah, that was my question. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got that numbing. I was like, yep.
Was it lidocaine?
Sure. Yeah. So the whole process, obviously, like, I had to stay in the game because the rule in the NBA is if you get hurt or whatever it is, you have to and if it's a shooting foul, you have to either shoot your free throws and then get subbed out, because if you get subbed out right away, or like I can't do it, you can't come back into the game if you don't shoot your free throws. So it was just like, all right, like let's shoot these free throws and then figure it out after. Because actually, I think JB asked me after I shot the first one. He was like, yo, like, you good, or like we found? I was like, nah, we cool. We can play until a dead ball happens. So that's what we did, and then I just ran in the back. They numbed it up real quick. I did like 4 stitches at that time, and then I got back in. Beginning of the second.
So you did get numbed right here.
Mm-hmm.
Did I ever tell you the story in college we were playing?
Jeff said no.
Yeah, bruh.
Yeah.
I hit my chin on the ground right here, and Jeff, Uncle Jeff, that's what we call him back in Nova. At halftime, I mean, obviously I'm bleeding all over, and they're about to stitch me up. He's like, all right, we're gonna get the numbing stuff, and Jeff goes, no, he has to get back out there. No need to no time to numb it. I was like,
me?
Yeah, I was like,
I said, we got all the time in the world to numb it. Like,
yeah.
We got all the time in the world, and he was like, no, we got it now. I was like,
yeah, they numbed it, so they numbed like the whole side, but I felt the first stitch that was here. I felt that one. I was like, damn, that's kind of tough. But then did that, then I had to get it redone the next morning.
Didn't you get way more the next morning?
Yeah, so like they did like 4 the day of during the game to just get it closed. And then I went the next morning. I ended up getting like 14 or 15. I had to get like 5 on the inside. Because they were just like, the cut was just hella deep. Like it went all the way to like the bone. So they were like, they had to like get 5 on the inside. And then the way they, I think I have like 8 on the outside, and then they did like a couple like crossing. So, yeah.
I already saw a few T-shirts pop up, but we might need to do one.
Yeah.
I saw one of them, and I was like, obviously they were using your face or whatever, and I was like, yo, are you gonna, jokingly, I was like, are you gonna send a cease and desist? And Shannon was like, I already bought one.
I got one. I said, hell, let them go out there and get their money, bro. We cool.
Facts.
Yeah, let them get it how they live, bro. Just all they got to do is just send me a free one. We good.
So for you guys, obviously, like I know we talked, I think, on the last episode about how nice it is to close out and in the opposing team's arena, right, and silence their fans. But so you had obviously the chance to do it in Game 5 in Boston. Doesn't happen. Come home, Game 6. I mean, MSG was rocking. The aftermath was crazy. But for you guys, like, what did it mean to close it out at home, and what was that? What was that feeling like playing off the crowd?
That was crazy, man. Like we talked about before, how Cat set the tone, and just like from there, we made plays to close out the first quarter, and then got a lead in the second quarter, and that big play from Deuce, and then Josh and one, and then I think one of my favorite plays on the night. It was like a play. I forget who shot the first one. Maybe it was OG, but OG missed the three, and then I got the rebound, and I missed the three, and then it was like a long rebound. Josh out hustles them, gets the ball, hits it back to OG for the three, and we could go up like it was like 92 to like 50 something at the time. Hearing the guard interrupt after like plays like that, man, that's what makes that play special. I mean, it was so absurd. It was so loud. It was the loudest I've ever heard a Garden, for sure. Loudest I've ever heard a Garden. It was the loudest. And honestly, the best part about all that is seeing the fans and the reaction after everything. There were so many different videos and memes of everything happening from all different angles of 7th Ave, MSG, whatever. Like the one fan seeing Brian Windhorse going up to, I'm like, all right, like these guys are wilding. But it was funny, but he took it. I mean, he took it pretty well. He was smiling and laughing, but like, and the one fan sitting on top of like the sign, the jumbotron or whatever. The dude doing push-ups on the light pole or pull-ups on the light pole.
The dude chugging the honey.
Dude chugging the honey. Mitch in his truck driving through the whole crowd.
All right, I meant to ask you guys about this. When we left, we went out like another way. Mitch clearly drove into all the chaos. You think he wanted to get caught?
No, I think he was probably one of like the first guys.
Okay.
And they didn't realize they didn't realize everything that was happening. So I feel like he probably enjoyed it to a certain point, and then Mitch loves his trucks, so once they started touching his truck and all that, I know he probably started getting hot. Yeah, it was one of those, and for me, like obviously, like all of our like Twitters, Instagrams, like it's mostly basketball, especially like Knicks stuff, and like probably like the last like couple months, like I've muted like I have like muted words on Twitter that I like muted because I'm just like, bro, I don't feel like I want to go on Twitter to see other stuff. I don't like want to see Knicks stuff. I like don't want people like see what people are saying about me or whatever. I'm like I like mute everything. But I was like I had to unmute the word Knicks for from my Twitter that night for like a day or two because the stuff that was on there was hilarious. And I'm like, bro, I gotta see all of this stuff for like 42 hours. 42 hours, 48 hours, 24 hours, 42 hours, 48 hours. Damn. And then I ended up muting it back, but it's a fun couple of days.
Timothy Chalamet's quickly making a case for the top Knicks fan right now, as far as like celebrity row goes. He's really diehard.
New age.
Obviously, Ben, Tracy, Spike, whatever. But yeah, Timothy's been going hard.
Yeah,
for sure.
He's the next generation. He could be like what like Spike and Ben and all Tracy is to like the older Knicks fans. He could be that to like the younger Knicks fans and then grow with that. So,
all right. Well, before we wrap up the recap, obviously, I mean that Game 6 night was crazy because you had you guys in the Celtics, you had Yankees, Mets. One of the coolest nights and one of the most expensive nights in New York sports history for sure. But did you guys get a chance to obviously you didn't watch it live, but did you guys get a chance to catch up on anything related to that? Soto's return to Yankee Stadium?
I mean, I saw the stuff all over like social media after, but I mean, going down to Game 6 that day.
Oh
man, I left my. Usually, like the games later, I'll leave a little later. But something told me to leave my normal time, leave at my normal time, and thank the Lord I did, because it took forever
Josh walked into MSG, I think, with like 75 on the clock, if I'm not mistaken.
It took me 2 hours and 10 minutes to get to the Garden. So shout out to New York traffic. I would say we obviously great series for the Yanks. Won the series. Obviously we didn't get to watch that game, but I watched the game the next day. That they lost that one, and then we actually obviously all of us were at dinner. We didn't make it to the game. That one night we were just kind of tired, so we all just went to dinner. And at dinner, actually Shannon, I got in trouble for my wife because I was watching the game on my phone at dinner. But no, it's always great, when the Yanks win, and obviously especially against the Mets because it's a Yankee City. So the Bronx Bombers, we're there. Shout out to Volpe for wearing all the starting five numbers on his shoes, bro. Loyal Knicks fan, so shout out to him.
That's dope. Shout out to Cat. Shout out to Cat's the reception you got. That's pretty dope.
One thing I wish that I wasn't able to find a video of, because I forgot who they. Oh, in the Sunday night game, it was dope because the ESPN was interviewing. I forgot who they were interviewing. One of the Mets outfielders, Nemos, and like while they're like, I think it was like the top of like the third inning, like plays going on, and he got like a headphone in the outfield, and he's doing an interview with the people in the booth at ESPN. And he was like Friday when they showed that the Knicks won on the Jumbotron. He was like, the whole stadium went crazy. So I'm like, dang, I wish I saw that video, because I saw a video of it when we beat Boston in Game 1, and everyone was cheering. I wish I saw the video when they showed us clinch it, because I heard it went crazy.
I saw the day of Game 6. I saw Volpe at the Kith flagship opening, and he was like, I'll know exactly what's happening in the next Celtics game, but based on how loud the fans are cheering during our game. He was like, I'll know if like a big play happens because everyone will just go nuts, which is cool because it's kind of the same at MSG.
I mean, yeah, it's when everyone, it's it's really a two-team city, Yankees and Knicks.
Shout out the Rangers. Shout out
Josh's words, not mine.
I know three. Oh, I forgot. There's the Giant, but the Giants are struggling. The Jets,
Josh's words, not mine.
They're over there. Yeah. When it comes to basketball and baseball, there's one team in each respected sport.
Well, there's actually technically two teams.
What? The New Jersey Nets? I think they go. I was going to say something crazy.
Yeah,
no.
Just stop.
Breaking news from Bet365. New customers bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. Sign up, deposit $10, place a bet for $5, and get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. Bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, player props, futures, and so much more. Whenever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-GAMBLER in Arizona, Colorado, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Louisiana, North Carolina, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, or Virginia. Or 1-800-BETS-OFF in Iowa. 21 plus only, 18 plus in Kentucky. Must be present in Arizona, Colorado, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, or Louisiana in select parishes. North Carolina, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, or Virginia. Terms and conditions apply. App only.
This episode is sponsored by Beyond Meat.
Diet plays a crucial part in making us be and feel our best self. I always make sure I'm eating right in season, prepping for our games. That's why I'm rocking with Beyond Meat. You shouldn't have to decide between taste and health. You can have your steak and eat it too.
Jalen, it's no coincidence you were an all-star this year. And Josh, it's no coincidence that you just broke the Knicks franchise record with 9 triple-doubles this season.
It's the Beyond Steak, baby. It's a good source of protein, 21 grams of protein, and certified heart healthy by the American Heart Association. What can be better?
I know what we're cooking for our next dinner gathering with our wives too.
Beyond Steak is clean, simple, plant-based, and delicious. It makes us feel lighter and bouncier.
That explains all those rebounds.
For athletes who push their bodies to the limit like ourselves, plant-based nutrition offers a powerful, sustainable way to fuel performance while supporting overall health and wellness.
Head to your local grocery store today to try Beyond Meat.
And most importantly, Try to be on stake. You won't regret it. Headed to Madison Square Garden this year, Chase cardholders can score more at MSG with perks like discounts on concessions and team merchandise. A Jalen Brunson jersey, perhaps?
I swear we didn't really pay him to say that. Plus, cardholders get access to the Chase Lounge. Head to chase.com/MSG for more info. Terms and restrictions may apply.
Before we close out the pod, obviously, I also just want to send some thoughts and prayers to Jason Tatum. So I want to give you guys the chance to talk about it, because obviously a terrible injury. Amazing player, was having a great series, great game, right? All-time game. So obviously you hate to see it, but I know you guys have obviously been, very vocal about how much the league needs him and all of that. So
obviously, seeing an injury like that is always tough to see. The NBA, as much as we're competitive and like I said, borderline petty at times, where it's a brotherhood, and you never want to see someone like that, one of your brothers, go down with an injury like that. But everything that he's accomplished so far in his career, just points to him, attacking his rehab and coming back, swiftly. So obviously, like I said, prayers to him, but he'll be back better than he was, before, and it'll be dope to see. But obviously, prayers to him, and wish him nothing but the best.
Wishing him a speedy recovery, healthy recovery. You never want to see happen to a player of that stature. I mean, he means a lot to the league, and obviously what he's accomplished in such a short amount of time. I mean, it's unheard of. And so, man, my thoughts and prayers with him and his family, and just pray for him to be back better than ever.
Appreciate everyone tuning in, showing love to the pod. Obviously, we're not recording, during series, because obviously we're locked in and focused on that. So we're doing these recaps after the series, and now we got Indiana to focus on and think of. We want you guys to celebrate and have fun with this playoff run and this journey, and be respectful and responsible as you guys can as a fan base. But have fun, enjoy this this time, and we got 8 more where you gotta be locked in, and we'll talk to you guys soon. So appreciate you guys tuning in, and see you later.
Make sure you head over to Fanfix after the episode for weekly bonus content.
Yes, sir. We got weekly bonus episodes every week on Fanfix.
Get more in-depth insight on the conversations and stories too real to put on YouTube. Head over to Fanfix today.
Great this series. And there was a couple games where he got early fouls just doing hack of Mitch. And now it's like he gets one more, he has to sub out.